George saw us together. Did he hurt her after I'd gone? Outside our doorway, Father stops, twists my arm until it pinches. Anger's etched upon his ruddy face, but it's the way Father's mouth turns down that says fear's what truly plagues him. Elise? Miss Lawrence opens the door. Samuel in her arms. He wails, waves his tiny fists. What story did she tell you? Surely not the truth that she went to meet an Indian. Pricks of crimson flood Miss Lawrence's cheeks. She fumbles for the door. Father slams it shut behind her, and now Virginia's crying. How dare you, he says, each word ablaze. You said yourself how lonely it must be as the only girl. And Kimmy, enough! I fight to catch my breath, swallow the sob rising within me. Kimmy, Father, there's not one thing I haven't damaged today.
I do not know what I will say to explain my missing pearls. Without them, I should feel naked, like a child who still plays at her mother's feet. Before the sickness, Alawa and I had dreamed of the tattooing, copper dancing at our earlobes, the blessings given to those leaving childhood. What pride we imagined in passing through the ceremony. I never called out in pain when the ink marked me as separate from the little ones, pointed to my life ahead. Yet never have I felt more brave than now. Alawa, though you never lived to see, you must understand. Today, I left my younger self behind. I have given my pearls away, sacrificed my Montoic, removed my own protection to cover my friend. I make no effort to hide how bare I am. Mother rushes to me, pulls at my hands, only to find them empty. I will not lie, but I will not bring Elise danger. Your pearls. Gone, I say, though my voice quakes. There is no shame, no apology, no sorrow. What I've done is best for Elise. I glide past my aunts and mother, am first to begin the evening meal. Their whispered words, how careless, they say, my aunts, open stares. I will endure them, do my work, even as the young ones swarm about with questions. I will not say a word.
Later, Father grips my shoulders, his hands blackened from labor. I've told the assistants of your foolishness. Soon everyone will learn my daughter, whose own uncle faced a Roanoke attack, the very one who cares for Ananias Starr's child, placed us in danger by befriending our enemy. It won't surprise me in the least if Mrs. Dare holds you responsible for her husband's death. My heart is tender as a bruise. How could you do this? He whispers. Does he truly want an answer? That she has eased my heartache, shown me things I've never known. These reasons aren't enough for him. They wouldn't satisfy. Do not leave this house again. Not to fetch Virginia, not to wander in the village. You stay inside. I nod my head, pinch my lips together. I will let him see the pain this causes me. From the window, a bluebird flits from roof to bench to branch. The pearls are heavy at my neck, tucked beneath my clothing. Father can keep me locked away, but he can't force me to forget the new world he opened to me. Aya Chawanis, Kimmy's word echoes, the pulse in my fingers, the bird's beating wings. Aya Chawanis, I whisper to Samuel. I hum its bright music, its melody sings. I hold the name closely, its beauty my treasure. Hidden here with me, my secret is alone. Mother, always so quick to mend any rift within our family, after Father whispers to her all that's happened, looks to me, disappointment in her eyes. She says nothing, does nothing to make things better. Never have I been more alone.
The day passes, with sun and dirt and weeding. I leave the fields. I go to find her, but she is not in our meeting place. I reach for my pearls, remember they are gone. Though I do not know Wanchise's plans, I will not believe she is in danger, for my Montoic protects her. I could do nothing for Alawa, but I will do all I am able to keep Elise safe.
Mrs. Dare no longer brings Virginia. She does not trust me with her child. As father suggests, am I to blame for Mr. Dare's death? It is too much. Did I destroy this family? Shut in, I will not wander, will not talk to those I shouldn't. Unseen, I will not bring my family further shame. Closed off, held back, contained, I will not tempt this disaster. I will not tempt disaster. Forgotten, I will simply fade away. Though a few still side with Mateo, most assistants want to leave at once. We are so close to Chesapeake, they say. The journey will be swift, that shelters, a few vegetables are a poor excuse for staying where our very lives are threatened. Father was the one who pushed for leaving sooner, but this has been forgotten. He's been stripped of his position. No one listens to him now. His daughter is a traitor, they say. At first, we'll take only what's necessary. Later, others will collect the rest of our possessions. What do I have that is needed, save the clothing I wear? Yet there is one here far more dear to me than these. We will depart, sail in the Pinus, group by group, build the city of Raleigh. We are to forget this Roanoke, but I cannot. I never will. We're to gather in the square this evening, father says. I stir my pottage, more water than true meal. For once I am not saddened. Father keeps me shut away. I could not bear their questioning eyes, their looks of disapproval. You're coming, Elise, he says. I grip my spoon so tightly it bites into my skin. What do you mean? You'll tell everyone you forsake that Indian. I glance at Mother. She never turns my way. If you don't, he says, we'll be outcast, unable to start again in Chesapeake. I slam the spoon upon the table, hoping for correction. Mother hasn't spoken to me in days. Instead, she stands, swiftly clears the table. Father pushes back his chair. It's time to go, he says. How different the outside world is. How unfamiliar the village seems. The night air not as I remember it. The stars in unknown patterns. These faces strange. So much feels changed in just 3 days. Father moves ahead of us. I stay with Mother. Her body shields me from the others. If only she'd speak, put her arm about my shoulders. The talk is as it's always been. Threat and leaving, hunger, fear. Then Father calls to everyone. My daughter wants to speak. Everyone's staring, fire and shadow in their faces. I try to breathe. My chest is pinched. Tell them, Elise, Father's words ring out. Kimmy, my friend, who's been so good to me. I twist my apron in my fists. Now Father's next to me. Say it, he says. My throat constricts. No words will come. You must, he whispers. My family standing rests on this. Forgive me, friend. What else can I do? I was wrong, the words come, but I will not claim them. I betrayed our village in befriending the girl. No one speaks. Mother's eyes are downcast. No one says a thing because they'll never trust me. My heart rushes. I crush my hand against it and feel them, Kimmy's pearls. It is too much. Tears prick my eyes. I've given her away. Those who call me traitor, there's no reason they'll embrace me once we set sail for Chesapeake. They will all begin again. I will still be a disgrace, a reminder of strife and fear and failure. I cannot sleep. Ask Father for a bit of wood. I do not have Uncle's skill, am not so familiar with Ayachawanas to remember every every feature, but what I create satisfies. I imagine Uncle Samuel, his warm hand at my back, and the making helps ease my grief. In losing him helps me forget, for just a moment, I've lost her too. It is good, Father tells me as he holds it. Fine work like Samuel's. He talks as though all is well between us. This bird's a humble offering, though she'll never receive it. This bird speaks the things I cannot say. I'm sorry, Kimmy. I knew no other way.
Though she hasn't come, each day I go to meet her. Is she safe? Does my Montoic protect her? Or has she decided our friendship is a burden, the risk of knowing me too great?
Father says my confession has set me free, that with time I'll be forgiven by the community. Mother speaks to me again, but uses formal words that help her to keep her distance. She has no soft caresses, no tenderness for me. Perhaps one day, Father will again be asked to lead. Perhaps Mother will soften that all she needs is time. Neither understands why I remain indoors. I cannot undo what I've done to Kimmy. I cannot face those who do not want me near. Until we leave the island, this is where I'll stay. This truth is inescapable. Living here brings danger. I imagine meeting Kimmy in a place we mustn't hide. It never was expected we'd remain on Roanoke. If we had never journeyed here, how much my life would lack. We are impoverished, desperate. I'm most myself when with her. How might I find peace when two worlds war inside? How many days since George saw the two of us together? Perhaps a week or more. It's hard to remember, too painful to think upon. Even inside the cottage, the heat has relented a mite. The morning air does not press down like such a heavy weight. Summer's end draws near. Outside, the men drag trunks, roll barrels through the village to the pinus at the shore. It happens so suddenly, the shouts that pound like thunder, pulling all to the square. From the window I see Father unsteady on his feet, lunging at Monteo. I forget my vow to stay inside, race to see what happens. Mr. Pratt and old Lumpenbump try to restrain Father, but they're no match for his fury. Speak, he yells to Monteo, of the attack you've planned with the Roanoke. I can tell you, George smiles. Never have I seen him more satisfied. Monteo meets in the forest with them. Father's neck is mottled red. There is no reason for this boy to lie. I've planned no attack, Monteo says, but others badger from the crowd, call for Monteo's arrest. You refuse to help us load the pinus, insist we stay through how and dare